Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back at you with another video, and today I am going to be talking about my go-to movies from my entire collection. I got this idea from Mood616, who did a similar video talking about his go-to horror films. I've decided to change things up a little bit and not just talk about horror, but talk about other movies as well. This sort of came at an interesting time because recently I've been kind of disappointed with a lot of my new pickups that I've done, and I've been really resorting to watching a lot of movies that I love, that I already own, that I've seen countless times. So this sort of came at an interesting time, and I definitely wanted to do a video response. I think it's an awesome idea, and hopefully this also encourages a few of you to also do the same. But a big shout out goes to Mood616. His channel link will be left in the description box below. I'm sure most of you are already subscribed to him. If you're not, definitely check him out. He's one of my favourite people on here, just such an awesome guy. And yeah, I definitely wanted to do a response. So we're going to start with some non-horror stuff first. Now, I'm a massive fan of 80s and 90s kid and family movies, and as much as I love horror, the kid and family movies from the 80s and 90s definitely have the most rewatchability for me, and are probably the movies I've seen the most. So wanted to mention some of them before we get on to the horror. These are in no particular order. I've got a lot, so I'm not going to have a lot of time to talk about each film, but obviously if I'm talking about them in this video, you know they are awesome, and I definitely recommend each and every one of them. So first up we have Heavyweights. Now this just got a recent Blu-ray release, and I've got to say one of the best releases in quite a while in terms of a 90s kids movie coming to the Blu-ray format. This one is chocked with special features. I've watched all the special features, which I don't often do, but they're all really good. This is a movie I grew up on, and it's just such a fun movie. The next one is The Wizard. Now this isn't particularly a great movie, but it's so cheesy, and I love the whole sort of video game Nintendo focus. I definitely had to mention that one. This is one of the most underrated sports movies from the 90s, and that's The Big Green. If you're into soccer and you've never seen this one, definitely check it out. I'm kind of surprised it's so underrated because it's got quite a few popular kid actors from back then. You've got a couple of people from The Sandlot and a few other movies similar to that. But this is really good. It's one of my favourite Walt Disney films, actually. It's hilarious. This one's fairly popular, but I had to mention it, and it's Stand By Me, my favourite coming-of-age movie, and one of my favourite films in terms of characters being emotionally connected with each other. I think the four main actors in this, given their age, they did absolutely phenomenal performances, absolutely perfect. This is a great movie, one I grew up on and one I still absolutely love. The next one is probably my most watched film when I was growing up, or certainly one of them, especially for a 90s movie, and that's The Sandlot. Absolutely love it. I have no idea how many times I've seen this movie, probably close to 100. Yeah, I've just watched this heaps. I know quite a lot of the lines, I know most of the scenes off by heart. But yeah, this is fantastic. I really need to pick up the 20th anniversary release of this actually, but The Sandlot. Now this one I urge and I plead everyone watching this video, if you've never seen this movie before, please check it out, and that is The War with Kevin Costner and Elijah Wood. My favourite drama. It's also a coming of age story. This is absolutely phenomenal, and I've got really vivid memories of when I first saw this. I can remember seeing a trailer for this on TV, and then it was Labour weekend, it was really hot, but I didn't care, I didn't want to go outside, I wanted to rent this movie. I rented it, and I probably saw it a good 2 to 3 times over that weekend. And it had been years and years since I'd seen it actually, and then I finally got around to ordering the DVD, and I've seen it a lot of times since I've had this DVD. This is a fantastic movie from 1994, I think, so definitely check it out. The next one is BMX Bandits. Now, I never grew up on this movie. I probably first saw this film 2, maybe 3 years ago, and immediately after I saw it I had to pick up the Blu-ray, and I absolutely love this film. It's amazing. It's just the perfect 80s movie. The next two are pretty obvious choices. We have E.T. I've seen this movie heaps, and I'm pretty sure this was one of the first movies I ever saw actually. It still has the same effect on me at the end, no matter how many times I see it. I was very, very excited when this one came out on Blu-ray. My favourite movie of all time, The Goonies. Probably my most watched movie. I've honestly, and I'm not kidding, I've probably seen this over 100 times in my lifetime. I used to rent this out a lot. Then I picked it up on DVD, and then when the Blu-ray came out, I picked it up the very first day it came out. Absolutely love this movie. This one's kind of random, and probably a lot of people aren't going to agree, but it's the remake of The Karate Kid. This is probably my favourite remake. I don't know, there's just something about this movie that I can just watch over and over and over. I think Jaden Smith's performance is excellent. I really love Jackie Chan in this one. Do I think it's better than the original? I'm honestly not sure. I certainly enjoy watching it more than the original. It definitely has more rewatchability value for me, but yep, The Karate Kid remake. And my last non-horror is Terminator 2. Alright, moving on to the horror. First up we have John Carpenter's The Thing. Absolute classic. If I'm in the mood for a really good sci-fi horror, this is what I put in. Now, Moods also showed this one, but I really couldn't help it and had to show it as well. Intruder. I don't know, just out of every 80s slasher movie, this one just always is one that I can enjoy over and over. I absolutely love the grocery store setting. I work in a supermarket, so you know, I can relate quite a lot to the movie actually, and I think that's what makes this one so fun for me. Fantastic kills. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. Now, anyone out there who does not own this on Blu-ray, do it. You need to own this on Blu-ray. Out of every horror Blu-ray that I own, this is one of my all-time favourites. It's region free, it has fucking amazing artwork, and it's just a fantastic release. Yes, the price may put a few of you off. Don't let it, it is well worth it. Next up we have Child's Play 2. Now, I was debating whether to put the original Child's Play in this one. It was the very first horror movie that I saw, and it does have a lot of rewatchability go-to for me, but when it came down to it, Child's Play 2 is definitely my go-to Chucky movie. I do prefer it to the original just a little bit. We have Children of the Corn. Definitely had to include this one. I've seen this one a lot. Not the best horror movie, it's really cheesy, but it's definitely got that go-to factor for me. and it was one of the ones that really got me into horror as a teenager. So, Children of the Corn. Next up we have The Monster Squad. To me this is almost the perfect horror movie. It blends a lot of my favourite things into the film. You know, you got the 80s family film aspect, awesome monster movie, you know, with the throwback to classic horror monsters, where the genre all started. I don't know, it's the perfect blend. Moods also included this one, and I had to do it as well, Trick or Treat. One of my favourite modern horror movies, and this is definitely a go-to film. I actually watched this twice on Halloween. I watched it and then I rewatched it straight after. Absolutely love this movie. This one is very, very easy to watch. It's a lot of fun. Obvious choice is Halloween. Next we have Hatchet 2. Now, out of every modern slasher film, to me this is definitely my go-to. It has everything I love about the genre. It's pretty much the perfect modernisation of an 80s slasher film, or a slasher movie in general. Just absolutely perfect. This one's kind of a random choice, but for some reason, out of every 80s slasher movie I own, this definitely has the most go-to value for me, and that's Welcome to Spring Break. Yeah, this is so underrated, it's ridiculous. I absolutely love the killer. This is just so much fun to watch over and over. It's got a fantastic 80s vibe. The next one is The Gate. This is extremely underrated, and to me very, very similar to the Monster Squad. You know, it's sort of got that 80s kid movie feel to it, with the horror elements of the demons or creatures. This was an easy choice, had to include Bad Taste. Out of my entire collection, this is definitely one of my top go-to movies. I've seen it a lot. I know quite a lot of facts about the movie. It's my favourite Peter Jackson film. Yeah, I just absolutely fucking love this movie. Everything about it, it's just so much fun. I love it. And out of every horror movie, this one needs Blu-ray treatment so badly. The day this gets announced for Blu-ray, I am going to be fucking ecstatic. Now, I've also got 3 more honourable mentions. These are movies that I absolutely fucking love, but I've only recently really got into them, so I don't know whether they really qualify, because, you know, I haven't watched these movies a lot. But I can definitely see in the future they're going to be go-to films, so I'm quickly going to mention them. They're popular, so I really don't need to say why I'm showing them. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dawn of the Dead, the original, and Day of the Dead. This one has my favourite gore effects of all time. So there you go, guys. Those are my go-to movies from my collection, or at least some of them. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Definitely do some video responses, because I think it's a neat idea, pretty interesting idea for a vid. Once again, if you're not subscribed to Moods, I will be leaving his channel link in the description box below, so check him out if you haven't. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.